So what if the next funeral you attend is a family member or best friend of yours because of a heroin overdose? Well, because that is becoming a very, very common problem in the United States. Heroin is overtaking this country at a speed that no one can fathom. In Louisville alone, in the fall, there was 154 deaths in a 48-hour period just from heroin. And that's not counting murders, car wrecks, anything else. Just heroin killed 148 people. That's crazy. That's genocide numbers. It's something that needs to stop. But the problem is it's a very addictive drug, and relatively to the other cost of drugs, street value, it's not as expensive. But the high gives the user a euphoric feeling. It's like they say, it's like a warm, fuzzy blanket over top of you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to inform you of the actual epidemic that's going on. I'm going to tell you how to spot if a family member's on heroin, the signs. And the third thing I'm going to do is tell you what to do if a loved one or a family member is addicted to heroin. Well, the epidemic is really kicked up lately after the United States government kind of put a real pin on pain pills, the prescription pain pill problem that was in the United States. So once they really put a thumb on that and kind of got that under control, the new drug, opiate drug, was heroin. Heroin can be injected through a needle. It can be snorted. It can be smoked. Any way you want to use heroin as a drug user, it can be done. But the most lethal way is definitely injection through needle. The big problem is it's causing HIV to be spread again in large numbers, and it's causing many blood pathogen diseases to come to the users. And just that, it makes it for a more lethal dose. You never actually know the amount of dosage you're getting, and it doesn't take too much to actually overdose. So, it's a problem. But I'm not telling you how to fix it. I'm just informing you of the problem. How you can spot somebody that's addicted to drugs that's in your family, or if you know a friend, is if they're injecting it, they're going to have what they call track marks, needle marks, or in their arms, maybe even their feet. The side effects of heroin use is you're going to be slow, drowsy, maybe even so drowsy that you're nodding off to sleep because it's a pain pill or a opiate-based drug that's going to make you sleepy and tired. You'll see they sweat. Their pupils tend to get really big. They get fidgety. Maybe sometimes they get fidgety, but usually it's going to be the numbing and slowing down. You're going to get real tired. Actually, it's not uncommon with drug usage of heroin and other drugs, theft. People tend to steal to pay for this expensive habit because eventually it gets really expensive. So now, what do you do if someone in your family is addicted to heroin? Well, first thing you can do is you can sit down and talk to them. Tell them that everything's fine, that they don't need that drug, that you're there for them, that it's affecting them in a negative way, that it could kill them. Maybe they didn't know that already, but it's pretty common knowledge that heroin can kill you. You can also reach out. I'm sure wherever you're from that there's numerous helplines, there's organizations, there's halfway houses, there's rehab facilities that you can go to that you can sign yourself into as the user and seek treatment. Or, you can call that helpline and get whatever it is that you need to make you better and not addicted to that opiate. Also, if someone you found, God forbid, you find someone overdosed, there's a drug, anti-heroin drug called Narcan that you can actually, you got to stab it into the user's heart and inject it to them, and it's almost pure adrenaline, and it will wake them up, hopefully, if they're not dead already. It's becoming such a problem in the United States, heroin is that you can now buy Narcan on Walmart shelves. It was once illegal too, but now that there's so many people using heroin, they had to make it legal so you could stop overdoses because ambulances couldn't get there. There was, I mean, there at one time they were actually shooting up in hospital parking lots during that Louisville epidemic where they all died in one weekend. They were shooting up in the hospital parking lot, so they said if they overdosed, they'd be right at the hospital and they could run out in the parking lot and save them with the Narcan that was at the hospital. So heroin is a serious problem in this country, and if you love your family, your friends, or anyone, try to keep them off of it. It's for your best interest and their best interest for sure. It will kill these people. It's a problem. I can't stress to you all enough how big a problem this drug is. This is not like any drug that we've ever seen. It's killing people in large numbers. So if you know someone or you think someone's on the drug, sit down and talk to them. I mean, yes, they might hurt their feelings, but in the long run, it's going to save their life if they are on the drug. Or even that friendship, if it's not family. So, but there's numerous ways to get help. Rehab, hotlines, whatever. There's all kinds of ways. You can get on Google with a simple search of heroin use. Need help with heroin use, help with addiction to heroin. Just Google it, and it's there. The resources are there. Just you have to reach out to them. They can't always reach out to you. So I hope I've informed you of heroin. Don't let the next funeral you go to be a heroin overdose. It's something you could have stopped because your conscience don't deserve that. You have a nice day.